Shabbat Shalom, and we make a community together, which is quite remarkable. On page 1, Ozi v'zimratya, God is my strength and my song, which will segue right into help me on this to become a source of thanksgiving, me and us. Hayom, how beautiful is this Shabbat of Thanksgiving weekend, made infinitely more beautiful with your presence. It is beautiful seeing you. And I invite you to turn to page 14. All the reasons we have to sing hallelujah. I hope on this Shabbat there'll be one that you can find, at least one. And I encourage you to sing your hearts out, whether you are on stream or here in the sanctuary. Your voices will really matter tonight. Hallelujah. צלצלי תרועה, כל הנשמה תהלליה. To bring in this Shabbat of Thanksgiving, I invite you, if you wish, to close your eyes for a moment, to imagine someone in the world who had a great impact on you. In the quiet of the next few minutes, imagine writing a short letter, a paragraph, to this person. So as we sit, imagine someone who had great impact on you. Take a moment and in your mind compose a short letter.
Hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And let us say Amen.
That was beautiful. Page 10, Come My Friend. And I invite you, we're an intimate group tonight. I invite you to take a moment and say hello to someone, introduce yourself. If you're on stream, if there are people in your home you would like to welcome, to embrace, or call someone who needs to hear a Shabbat Shalom greeting. We take a moment to greet one another. Come, my friend, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat. We welcome the Shabbat. Please remain standing for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 15, and may I remind you to please sing. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shamei Rabbah B'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon u'vyomechon U'v'chayei techol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizman kariv ve'imeru Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach Le'olam le'ol meholmaya Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh Ve'yithadar, ve'yit'aleh, ve'yithalal, Shemei Dekudesha. Le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata, Tushbechata ve'nechemata, Da'amiran be'alma ve'imeru. We read together on page 17. Blessed are you, eternal our God, source of the universe, whose word brings on the evening. Your wisdom opens heaven's gates. Your understanding makes the ages pass and the seasons alternate. And your will controls the stars as they travel through the skies. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light. You cause day to pass and bring on the night. You set day and night apart. You are the God of all. May the living and eternal God rule us always till the end of time. Blessed is the eternal, whose word makes evening. We know that the moon is waning in these days because we are coming up toward Hanukkah, which in 2 days happens at the darkest time of the year, a reminder that we bring more light with each day. Page 18 into the Shema. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nehege yomam v'layla, ve'ahavadcha al tasir mimenu li'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol ma'odecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shiftecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shachbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tam kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Please sit down. We are on the road to freedom. That road is bumpy with so many detours, but we are on that road. Page 21, Mi Chamocha.
Shabbat shalom.
כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל Yisrael. With hearts very full, we stand together for the Amidah. Open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Page 23. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor VaHanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei HaKol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Achot Ve'imahot, U'mei Geula Livnei B'neihem, Lema'an Shemo V'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav LeHoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato L'Shenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Mido Melech, Melech Me'it U'Mechayeh, U'Matz page 29. Being grateful. Gratitude is as familiar and mundane as the thank yous that pepper our daily conversations. It may come as a surprise to you, it did to me, that the University of California, Berkeley, in partnership with UC Davis, launched a 3-year, multi-million-dollar project to study gratitude, expanding the science and practice of gratitude. It turns out that hundreds of studies, literally, have documented the social, physical, and psychological benefits of gratitude. The research suggests that these benefits are available to most anyone, even in the midst of adversity. This is good to know. Studies confirm that gratitude strengthens the immune system, lowers blood pressure, reduces symptoms of illness, makes us less bothered by aches and pains, makes us more resilient, and aids in the recovery from traumatic events. Gratitude, it turns out, is the most direct link to happiness. In addition to being good for our bodies, it is incredible for the quality of our life. It enables us to see the good. It deepens satisfaction. It strengthens relationships, promotes forgiveness, encourages us to pay it forward, and to act with greater compassion. It also turns out that it's difficult to tap into gratitude. Saying thank you is so common, but feeling gratitude can be pretty challenging. One of the times it's easiest to feel gratitude is immediately after a crisis. The phone call from the doctor's office that all is okay, a negative COVID test, recuperating from painful surgery, the end of an illness. There are reasons for gratitude all around. In one of my favorite short essays on gratitude, Susan Schnur writes about the transition she made in her life from pain to gratitude. I had a spine disease in my late teens and early 20s, and I suppose you could say it pruned me back. No one particularly knew about my pain but me and the boyfriend who slept next to my body cast. At night, because of the pain, I cried myself to sleep with a feeling that was like searching for a small window along a vast wall. Eventually, through the night, I would find that window and crawl onto what felt like a narrow shelf, sleep. After I was well again, I still woke in the middle of every night. I was used to it. At first, it was habit that woke me. I expected pain, and finding it gone, I'd fall back into sleep, relieved. In time, though, it became the relief itself that woke me, a gratitude so sharp it felt almost physical. It's hard to say how relief about something specific evolves into gratitude as a general stance toward life. But that's what often happens, and that's what happened to me. Gratitude, it seems, after all, is the scar left me by my illness. I wake to run my fingers along its seam. I love what she writes, but I don't think it's true for most people. It isn't true for me. When the crisis has passed, whatever it is, when the illness is over, I go back to the same old. Only when I have a recurrence do I remember how lucky I'd been all that time of relief. And how about now, during these many COVID months? I know that in our family, getting together requires everyone having to test that day. And the relief that comes every time, so far, with a negative test. But then I think to myself, how many days have I been trudging along through this COVID landscape, dragging my feet? It takes getting that test to wake me up to gratitude. So how do we do it? How do we tap into gratitude? The UC Project has a few suggestions. 1, savor. I know it sounds tacky. The smell of the roses, the coffee, the bread baking, the color of the leaves, the sound of thunder, the feel of a hand you hold. And if you not only notice it and savor it, but also give thanks for it, it imprints itself more deeply in your brain. Baruch atah Adonai, blessed are you, for the fruit of the tree, for the yield of the earth, for lightning, for rainbows. Baruch atah Adonai, for the gift of time. When we opened services today, I invited you to think of someone who had made an impact on your life and to mentally compose a short letter to that person. I learned this from my granddaughter, Dami, this year at our Thanksgiving table. She invited everyone. We stop in between courses to make more room. So we went to the living room, and Dami invited everyone to take a moment to think about someone who had had an impact on our lives. She had paper and pencil ready. She would write the letter to this person. So we each took a moment to write a paragraph to this person. And then she said, now call them up. Call them up. And not everyone could be phoned. Some read their letter aloud instead. But call them up and read the letter to them. There is something about expressing gratitude, not only feeling it, but expressing it. And you're welcome to look up a YouTube video from the Science of Happiness about this exercise, which she learned in her 4th grade class at school this week. Expressing gratitude. Be specific. Grateful people don't say, thank you for the wonderful things you do. They might say, thank you for the pancakes you make when I'm hungry. I wrote my letter to my mother and I said, thank you for being a model of rebellion, for not accepting the status quo. Find reasons for gratitude in tough times. Think outside the box. It's easy to feel grateful for the good things. It's hard now for us to tap into gratitude. How could I use some of this COVID anxiety for good, for gratitude? And last, connect to the wider world. Gratitude reminds us of all that we did not create by ourselves, all we didn't do alone, all the ways that we depend on others. We need other people to grow our food and heal our injuries, pave our roads, and teach our children and grandchildren. The ways we need and depend on others are countless. Gratitude takes us away from our preoccupation with ourselves and expands our universe of awareness and reminds us of the interconnectedness of all of life. Gratitude brings us to amazement, to awe, to prayer, maybe even to God. Thank you for the gift of life, for in the end, it's all gift. For a moment, think about your life. No matter what else is going on, think about some of the blessings in your life, whatever they may be. Blessings of insight, the miracle of newfound strength, of pleasure in the colors of autumn, of love in your life you have experienced or love you have given, of friendship, of understanding, for having brought comfort or encouragement to someone else, of waking up this morning, of being part of this community, for being together tonight. I invite you to turn to page 31 and 32, and for a brief Torah service this week, and in the Torah cycle ushers in the story of Joseph, which will span several weeks. It always brings in the holiday of Hanukkah. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai mi Yerushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael, B'Kiddushato, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai iti, Uneromema Shemo Yachdav. I invite you to join in the blessings together. Amen. Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz migurei aviv be'eretz Kenaan. Ele toldot Yaakov Yosef ben 17 shana haya ro'eh et achav batzon vehu nar et bnei Bilha ve'bnei Zilpa nishei aviv ויבא יוסף את דיבתם רעה אל אביהם, וישראל אהב את יוסף מכל בניו, כי בן זקונים הוא לו, ועשה לו כתונת פסים. Amen. We turn to page 33 to include blessings of healing. And though perhaps it needs no mention, it's healing for me to know that we share in this service together, and with Alex not only playing but also leading in prayer together with Jerome. And so both to express my gratitude and also to understand the healing presence of those around us with whom we are so deeply connected. I invite you, if you wish, to take a moment to name aloud, wherever you are, to name aloud those in your life in need of healing.
מי שברא אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberak imotenu imko Abraham lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Page 34, a prayer for our country, we read together. Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessings for our country, for its government, for its leaders and advisors, and for all who exercise just and rightful authority. Teach them insights of your Torah, that they may administer all affairs of state fairly, that peace and security, happiness and prosperity, justice and freedom may forever abide in our midst. Deepen our love for our country and our desire to serve it. Strengthen our power of self-sacrifice for our nation's welfare. Teach us to uphold its good name by our own right conduct. May this land, under your providence, be an influence for good throughout the world, uniting all people in peace and freedom, and helping them to fulfill the vision of your prophet. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they experience war anymore. We stand for Aleinu, page 36. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'teit gedula liyotzeh breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegoralinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim thanks for the capacity to hope. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We are seated, and with gratitude invite Andrew Levinson to come forward, representing our temple's officers and Board of Trustees for Shabbat greetings and announcements.
Thank you, Alex. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I have to say, I've had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope all of you had a wonderful holiday and have a wonderful long weekend. And I am grateful for Shira for being here, and that was a wonderful sermon. First up, there is a tour of the Egyptian galleries at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Our guide will be Professor Rensburg, and there are actually two tours, one this Monday, the 29th, and another scheduled for December 16th. So space is limited, and please register as soon as possible. Looking into December, there's the Coachman Holiday Gift Drive. Please participate to help us ensure that every child at the Coachman Family Center receives a gift this holiday season. We have two Hanukkah celebrations. The first is Friday, December 3rd. Please bring your menorah to temple before service so we could all say the prayers and light the candles together. Stay for a service filled with beautiful holiday music. And then on Sunday, the 5th, we'll have a special Hanukkah family celebration. We'll witness a big ice block get carved into a menorah. I'm looking forward to that. We'll enjoy band music, arts and crafts, delicious food that we'll be grilling. And the celebration is from 11 to 1 p.m., and that's on the 5th. And then later that day, actually from noon to 4:30, there will be a blood drive here at Kol Ami. And Rabbi Shira is leading another adult B'nai Mitzvah class, and it will meet every Tuesday starting in January, so please contact Rabbi Shira if you're interested. Also, anyone who has yet to submit their expression of interest to participate in the rabbinic transition process, please do so. And finally, to raise awareness around contemporary anti-Semitism in the U.S. and foster and highlight a strong response, the UJA Federation of New York is part of a national effort to mobilize federations and other Jewish communal organizations and communities, and allies to shine a light on anti-Semitism in all of its mutations and modern forms. So please join for a Shine a Light event in Times Square this coming Monday, the 29th. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thanks.
In this sacred space, we take a moment to honor life, every life. If you are remembering on this Shabbat, we invite you to stand at the name of a loved one and to remain standing if you wish until we're all standing with you. This Shabbat follows the recent deaths of John Gimish, Theodore Clark, Francine Schlingbaum, Diane Joy Keller, Hillary Goldman. If you are in a year of loss and would like to stand, we would like to hold you within our embrace. This Shabbat marks the yortzites of Kurt Adler, Helen Cadwell, Gussie Edelman, Irving Epstein, Peter Fisher, Ruth Garfinkel, Jack Guberman, Sally Gursky, Fradel Heiss, Stuart Hershey, Max Hochman, Jack Hoffman, Frida Honigsberg, Carol Judson, Roland Kaub, Murray Kaminsky, Laurette Kringold, Gina Cruz, Rose Lang, Warren Levine, Vera Margulies, Esther Starr Marks, Giuseppe Joseph Nachmad, David Newman, Jerry Papik, Josepha Petchik, Lester Pinko, Eleanor Pohl, Edith Rockhind, Lillian Rotberg, Rose Rutfield, Jack Scheider, Lily Jacqueline, Seal Uppin, Rhoda Weiner, Annette Weiner, Ida Zalewski, Alvin Zitrin. Naming these aloud, naming others in our hearts, we stand together. Turning to page 39 for reminders of the eternal presence through the words of the Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dachol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach li'olam ula'almei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei Jekudsha berichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran b'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen.
The New York Times published an article maybe 2 days ago that conservatives are happier than liberals. Did you see the article? Some of you did. So it's not about politics. It's about tradition and connection to community, also faith. So it's an interesting article, and it's a reminder that our presence together, our connection to community, to a tradition, to Shabbat, to dependability in the universe, all these lead to greater happiness. And for that, we raise a cup. If you're home, raise it for real. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letzihat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta im kol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim. I invite you to take a moment to bless one another. If you're home, reach out to the people there, reach out to the people you're thinking about. I invite you to say after me, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and watch over you. Ya'er Adonai Hanav Elecha v'yichuneka. May the light of God's grace shine on you. Yisa Adonai Hanav Elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God be with you and bless you with peace.
This Hebrew is beyond me, so everyone has to sing.
With a heart filled with gratitude, Shabbat Shalom.